it working? Okay, there it is. Alright, my favorite throwers. Varsity Vod review of the game this past Friday night. This one's going to be a really quick one. I'm going to go over this map and then the next map immediately right after. So just to start off, I watched a little bit of this ahead of time. This is a good comp to run. One thing you guys have to understand is on every map and every team that you go up against, you want to start off with your bread and butter. It's either the JQ comp, the Ram comp, or on certain occasions even the ball, right? Those are essentially our three comps. We're not really a poke team. We know we don't have hit scan players. Like, let's be realistic. We don't have that. We can't run the pokes. And obviously on certain maps, Brawl and Rush are just going to be better. With that being said, this team, this Ravioli guy, for some reason, they're running the Echo. The Echo actually can cause problems for us because it's such an enclosed space that if the Echo is ever far out, they're easily able to just pick out a target. So the idea here is obviously we don't know what they're running, right? So, let's try to speed bridge, right? Or even some TP out and then speed bridge, whatever you guys want to do. And we want to identify that early, right? If there's any flyers ever on these maps, you cannot play the outside. This goes for this map, and then this goes for Gardens as well, I believe, or Night Market, right? You can't play the outside if you're getting spammed out. It just doesn't make sense, right? The idea is you want to own one side of this interior, right, and then have Nene build charge with his railgun, and then essentially pick someone off, right? We also are running here, we're running a Moira. So if we're running Moira, it's much easier for the balls to be bouncing in here. Funny. Rather than, Bowser trying to do this, right? A healing orb out here, like, let's be realistic, like, it's gone. Like, we just used our orb, how much did we really heal? Alright. So, starting map, we don't really know what they're running. They come out with the Echo. We're using a lot of resources very early. Let's let this play out. I kind of know what already happens. Like, that orb is gone. It's pretty much useless there. So, you identify they have a flyer, and then it goes out first. Like, we're taking too slow to identify this as a team. If I were to see here, right here. Right here, where you identified the Echo and you're using Shout to retreat cap. I think we've already talked about this. Like, Nene's already in because of the Shout, and you're shouting backwards. Like, this can't happen. Like, we're so out of position now. Like, you're scared about retreating. We got Bowser and then Pickles here in the back, and you're coming back, and somehow my DPS are frontlining. Like, this doesn't make any sense. If you identify that there's an Echo and you're going to take a lot of damage, you don't want to take that damage, you have to call for the Kite. Just tell Kite we're going to go play room. Right, but this move right here where we shout back, we use the healing orb super early when we really need to. We don't have the sustain or the speed anymore. And, like, look at Nene. Like, Nene's trying to make a play here. There's 3 people looking at him, and there's also 2 people looking at you. Right, like, No Nag's already, using recall here early, so, he's pretty much toast as well. And there's a Lucio down there. I don't know how the Lucio got down there. He's probably playing for the boot. Needless to say, whoever my tank player is in these games, if you know that there's a flyer and you know you're weak against flyers because you're a tank, just rotate to the other side where you're not going to be exposed as much, right? Especially something like Echo. If this is a Pharah, like, if you see a Pharah boop, like, you wouldn't even be playing bridge. Treat it the same way, right? You can't really put pressure on the Echo. Nene is the only one that can put pressure on the Echo, but Nene can only put pressure on the Echoes if there's space. So this is just a bad move. Like, both of my DPS are in. You retreated. Like, this is too late. Like, you used Shout again. Did Bowser have Healing Orb? Because if Bowser had Healing Orb again, I don't know how much time had gone by. You guys could have kept the engagement up and then thrown the Healing Orb right there. You would have still been healed up right there. Instead, Nene goes down, which is the only person that can test a Pharah. You're really playing far back. It is what it is. We go on to the next one. Pickles, for some reason, always get sniped by JQs. I don't know why. Every time I try to knife a Lucio, they're doing like 180, 360 double flips, on the ceiling, and I can never get them. It's like, this is perfect, right? Like, we're gonna have sightlines, right? All we want to do is engage on a target. Again, who's really our target prio, right? If you really look at this team comp, we have a Tracer essentially marking each other, right? Then you have you and the JQ, and then you can easily go after the Kiriko or the Lucio, right? Those are essentially going to be your targets there. And with Pickles here, all you have to do is speed on one of them. Right, no knife going on the flank. You can even speed on the on the Echo. If you were to land a knife on this person right here, they're dead. right? So it's really about you, Cap, figuring out who do you want to go after with your knife, right? So let's say as a team, we're gonna call the engagement here. If I see you looking at the queen, I swear, dude. Good. Okay, you don't chase, no longer your problem. No nag's already in there. You're supposed to be in there before no nag. Okay, Nene gets a huge pick. Good time. I'll take that. I think that no ragged or missed. What? What? Were you moving backwards as this happened? That is unlucky. That queen dies immediately there to do that. I'm letting this play out. You guys got the pick. Nene gets another pick. Nona gets another pick. Okay, good stuff. So, I mean, just a little faster on that recognition, and this is where I mean with like no nag, you don't say anything. You're like Nene, but like you're a tracer player, so you have to communicate. Like you're here to communicate with the team, and like the whole point is for you to tell me, wow, did you go in and bait cleanse? Did you go out and force amp? Did you go in there and, you know, I don't know, shout out forest? Like we need some sort of information before you're already in there, right? So even you saying like I'm going in, like that would have helped Cap to shut the rest of the team in with it and made this fight a lot easier. We don't do that, like, and it's like you can just easily tell as a team, right? Like I know what you're thinking, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Like I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get the off angle, right? This is great. But watch when you engage and where the team is. Like the team, where's my shout in? Where's my speed in? Like, this is what's the frustrating part about this. Like we should have shouted the rest of the team in, and then if we need it, we save amp for after. Or we amp first and then shout immediately after. Like, we're still shouting here on the back end, and you know what? Sure, like, this is great. Like, Nene here, like, we're letting the Jakey get through us because we're not running onto their team. Like, their supports are perfectly safe back here. Why is that? Why are we going after the Echo? You had the window of opportunity when the Echo is inside somewhere where you can shoot her. You don't have the window of opportunity now. Immediately, you have to refocus your target. Nene, like, he's essentially taking a 1v1 with a tank back here. And the shot worked in the sense it kept him a little alive, right, with extra heals, and he jumps to a mini. Different map, he doesn't have that escapability. Bowser comes back with a healing orb to help him out. It's just like sloppy. All the way around, it's just sloppy. All that could have been avoided if we just coordinate the engagement with No Knife. No Knife, you have to let people know if you're going in. You have to say, hey, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go on the flank. I'm gonna do this. Can we all go in? Cap, if you don't hear nothing, No Knife, you gotta let them know. You gotta ask, hey, are we going in? You ready to go in? You ready to go in? Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. Should be even faster than that. Usually my question is, you ready? Okay, I'm going. You ready? Yes, I'm going. If he can't go, he's got to, you know, I don't have blinks, I don't have recall, I can't go. Give me a couple of seconds, whatever the call is. Okay, so we play this differently, right? We don't want to play into this. As a team, you don't want to ever play into this. Same thing that we were doing on the other side. Imagine they had came to us here to defend. It would have been stupid. You have to play away from this. It's the only way Nene is going to have sightlines. Right now, he's only got one LOS right here. You need to give him space. He needs to be able to get a rail shot and then either mark the guy Mello over there on the left, or if they come to the right side here, he's able to get an angle on the right. But right here, it's only one angle. It looks great that he can just, you know, left click and right click, but the problem is he can't stay in here for too long. They're just going to speed on him. I guess the call was made to go pull into the rush. If that's what the team wanted to do, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend that as a team because we can just kite this, right? You guys gotta understand this. When you guys counter into a rush, it doesn't matter if you can sustain it via heals. You can't sustain it via cooldown management. Like, their cooldowns are going to be back faster. So when you're done sustaining, like, the initial barrage of, like, the damage and their cooldowns, whatever you healed, their cooldowns are coming back online immediately. Right? Because of the rush. And our cooldowns are not. Kind of the same thing, like, Nene, like, you're trying to get an angle here because our team decided to play so far up. If you guys just kite that, like, Nene, you could even kite up to here. Right? And, like, you still have the angles. Like, why are we taking this angle in here? Like, they don't have anything to fight us really that much inside because of that. So force them all to be inside before we just take the engage. And remember, it's different when you're attacking and holding point versus defending. You also want to buy as much percentage point as possible, and we gave that up so fast. Bowser, stop using your orbs just to use them. Whoever my Mora player is, if you ever want to use an orb, like when you think it's early, like use it right before we're about to shout in into an area where you know they're going to be. That way, when we shout in, everyone has a little bit of heals. You shouldn't need it right away. And with Amp too, hoping that's enough to keep the team up until your next orb comes online. And you still have your regular healing. And like right there, that's a healing orb, Bowser. Why is there a healing orb when everyone's full HP? Like, just throw a damage orb. Nah. Never kite to the left or to the right. You have to kite back all the way, unfortunately. Because this guy right here is stupid. This guy, this hero, my guy's getting diffed by this guy right here. Because his boop is just better. But it is what it is. And then he gets a good play. Okay, like we drop beat, but our queen isn't there. We get a pick on their Curie, which is fine. No, like, do you immediately get one tap there? Oh, did you have recall? You're engaging with one blink is very risky. This is the problem with, you know, your Tracer gameplay right now, and I'll go over this in another like personal one. But you're engaging with one blink, you have nowhere to go, and you're playing out in the open where, like, even if you were to blink somewhere, where could you blink here where you would have cover? All right. We drop beat, or they drop beat anyways, so they're gonna move a sustain. Nana gets another pick. I need to look at the stats of this game. There's like Nana's the only one I've seen to get a pick, and then I think I saw that one other person get a pick. Like, what's going on?
Adaptive circuits engaged. Sojourn.
No. So as a team, right, if this is not working as a team right here, when you play maps like Lijiang, you can always go back to the Ram Maycom, right? Like, that's the ideal scenario. Like, you can try both on this map, and that's why I like Control Center. Control Center is really like Brawly. Heck, you can throw Bill in here if you really want to. Bring him out here as a team. Like, this specific next map is so close quarters that you can get value on a lot of different heroes as long as you just work together. It's like a miniature King's Row first point.
2, 1. Round 2. Capture the
And then he swaps off to the Genji. No, I hope you know who you're marking on this, right? Because it's not the Genji. So we'll let this play out. And I hope, Cap, you understand who you have to rush on. Like, the idea is whoever Nonag... If Nonag isn't marking another Tracer, you should both be collapsing on the same person. think of that as a rule for target prior. Because if he doesn't have to mark, there's no reason why you can't find the next weakest link and just collapse on them. I like the off angles that we're taking. Okay. It is what it is. Okay, we lose him there earlier. You know why this keeps happening, no? And I'm gonna be honest, you keep going in before your tank. You know what would be really nice if like you told Cap you wanted to go somewhere, and like Cap took all of this here, so like they didn't collapse on you. That would be nice, but like that doesn't happen, and you can just see it. Like you're in there on the flank, like you're not even marking anyone because that's not your job here. Who can you mark? You're not marking the soldier. You can't really do that. You can collapse on the soldier with Cap. You're not gonna really mark the Genji. Like that doesn't really make sense, right? So I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to collapse on this guy, but like, why is your tank here? Why are you that far ahead of your tank? Do you even have blinks? Let's look again. We're down to 1 blink. So right here, you can't engage. You cannot engage with 1 blink. Minimum, you need 2 blinks. Please stop engaging with 1 blink. You're gonna blink somewhere and you have nowhere else to go. Let's see. So right here, it's recall time. You have to recall immediately. There's nothing you can do here. And they know this. You're by yourself. You know what their call was? Tracer on their own, right? First thing they can do is they force recall. They know that you no longer have recall, which means they don't have to worry about Cap because there's not going to be that much follow-up unless Nene follows up. Nene's over here is, again, ahead of Cap. Like, Nene read this and said, oh, shit, they're about to kill Nona, gets a 2v1. Not much he can do because he's on Genji, right? Like, he can't peel for you there. And on top of that, they shout, right? Now that we've shouted, they shout. Cap, you didn't get anyone with your shout. Did I miss this? Hold on, let me go back. Like, you take this angle here, you don't shout the rest of your team in, which means they don't even get the health increase. It's just you, and watch what their JQ does. They all get the little green thing. We don't have the green thing. Just bad coordination. This one's on our team fight. We're playing so split, guys. Who are we going after? Are we trying to clear? Okay, like if we're clearing this, like Cap, why are you by yourself? Why are you by yourself? Okay, you get the Genji. Did we just decide that they're gonna go clear? Nene's gonna go clear with Pickles on coast? Nene's dead now. Oh. Where were you, Pickles? Where were you? Don't tell me. What are you doing down there? What are you doing? No! He's just diffing you! How? More Warlock is just dipping my pickles. That's why you died in there. That's unlucky. Okay. Like, also... Okay, like, I'm gonna be honest. We're just chucking these things to chuck these things now, Bowser. Like, can we not do this? Like, who is this gonna... Look at this orb. Yay, it healed Nonag, the Might Tracer, for a split second. Gone. And look at my Genji. Look at my Genji. This would have been a really good orb for my Genji. And Cap now. This would have been a great orb here. This would have been an orb. Got balls to spare, I guess, guys. I don't know. Pickles? Dead. That guy? Only two. I don't know why I feel as if we played against this mellow guy multiple times in ladder. I don't remember regularly though. And I know I played up against BA1H. Okay, so we have to clear this. Alright, like, if we're gonna send Nonag out there, that's fine. It's probably the less riskiest play if we don't want to continue sending Nene and Pickles there to get booped. Nonag is a safe play. But, like... Okay, so what's our strategy here as a team? They got beat, and they have Blade. We don't have beat. We only have Blade and Pulse. It's a huge play, Cap. Like, that's a much better shout. Like, I don't think you realize, like, that shout was more, like... It's perfect. Okay. Okay. That was a very, like, not close one, I'll be honest. Like, a healing orb or damage orb, if they followed up on that, that's risky. But it's okay. The play worked. More is really about that balance. Like, when are you throwing the healing orb? Are you going for the kills, or do you need to keep the team alive? That was a good play. I was expecting, I guess, more damage on their part to come in, but I guess because the Genji immediately died, it was worth it. Again, this is super winnable, right? They used 2 ults right there. We have our ults coming online. We can snowball this. You guys have to understand how to snowball this, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to use pulls to essentially get some resources out. Then we're going to engage with this, right? We're going to save Cole for the next team fight, and we're going to save Beat for the next team fight. If we don't want to do that, then what we can do is we can engage with pulls to bait something out. We wait for us to have Cole, and then we Cole with JQ ult. Then we'll have Beat for the disengage, essentially for their visor or whatever that could be. Visor could be a Genji blade, whatever it is, rush. Their JQ ult's probably what we want to keep the Beat for. The problem here, Pickles, I'll be honest, is that you're going to have to decide, is their visor more important for me to keep my Beat for, or is it the JQ ult? Alright, let's see here. If we give up point for free. I'm gonna be honest. Why can't we just give everyone our shout? Why do we keep doing this? Okay, we used to ults. Target priors. Who we're going after? Who we're going after? Who we're going after? Okay, we lose Nonag. That's fine. We gotta kill someone. Who are we going after? We're just too static. They found out who they're going after. They're going after Bowser. Do you guys understand that we just did nothing for 15 seconds? We're standing. We're standing. We're standing in coal. We're healing in coal. We're healing in coal. We're healing in coal. We're now moving. We're not shooting. We're now moving again. Oh look, they're gone. They're gone. I know they're gone because it took too long to kill her. They're gone. Nene understands who he could kill. Bowser is by himself. They're gone. Bowser's by himself, and that person is one. This person's killing our Genji. We are over here just not doing anything because you're not gonna kill her by yourself. Rule of thumb cap is if you don't land the knife on the Kiriko immediately, 99% of the time, because of the cleanse and the TB cooldowns, by the time you pull her in, unless you have follow-up, you're probably not gonna be able to kill her. You have to land the knife. If you don't land the knife immediately on her for that damage and the bleed, she's never gonna die. You want to knife her, bleed her in, do like a body shot, and then you're able to kill her. And then we lost points. Pickles died. Bowser died. We lost. So you know what's crazy about this as a team that frustrates me is that we had 1 ult, 2 ults, 3 ults, 4 ults, and we lost a team fight. We lost a team fight to 1 ult and 2 ults. It's like plat status right there. I don't know. Like, we just split their target priors, and I keep going this over and over and over and over again. Bowser's dead. Round's over. Yeah, I mean, on this map right here, like, not so much last map. I think last map was a little different apart. This map right here, you guys should have owned. So, unfortunate this happened. Tiger Piles are off. Bowser, you gotta work on your healing orbs and damage orbs. I know you play Moira. Normally, I would have Kuzer in here, by the way, as a team. The only time I would really put Bowser in here is if we knew we were running like a Mei BAP comp. Like, let's say the first round was like a roll, like complete stomp, and we knew that the JQ just wasn't a match. Then we'd run that. Cap, I don't think you were outmatched. Again, it's like this like tunnel vision and not communicating with either Nonag or your other DPS or your backline. Like that time you and Pickles are on the same page, like you don't where was Nonag? Like I think Nonag died, right? And I'll go back to it again because it's kind of frustrating to see. Let's see here. Yeah, like, again, Nonag isn't here, Cap. Like, if Nonag isn't here, you have to communicate with Nene. Like, you have to track that. Like, let's go back. Nonag, what do you die to? Okay, Nonag dies very early in this fight, Cap. Very early in this fight. That means you have to come back and work with Nene. Like, Bowser gets a pick and then Nonag dies, so you're 1 for 1 here, and they lost their DPS. All you have to do is play with your supports, and you're fine. Like, play here with your supports, and then help Nene. Nene, who are you gonna go after? No one? Like, you have to pick a target. You and Nene have to communicate here who you're going after. You're down your Tracer player. Nene comes back for Ravioli, you guys should immediately be peeling back. Thought process is, you didn't kill her, she's gonna have to TB back to her team. Guess who's with her team? Nene. Bowser, like, that's how the play should have broken out in your head. Now Nene's taking a 2v2, 2v1, and now he can't win that. Now he has to leave, Bowser's dead, and now you guys are finally back. So sloppy. This is unfortunate. We just have to be aware of who we're gonna engage on. You have to call target. Like, Nene can't be the shot caller, and Pickles can't be the only. You have to communicate as a team every single time. These comps are just about who you want to go after. If you go after the same person and you both die, I'm okay with it. You know what? We got diffed. We all died to one Lucio. It is what it is. But at least we all tried to kill the Lucio together. You know? Instead of taking these team death matches, like, why is my Moira here being chased by a tank? Where's the Moira's help? Where's the Moira's help? Nene over here fighting demons, fighting 2 demons. You know, it is what it is, and we're chasing a kitty. I think as a team, you have to understand, if you don't get confirmation that your team's engaging with the same person, look around and figure out who they're shooting, and then just shoot that person. we have to do one or the other. We can't keep doing this. Like, 2 people go one way, 2 people stand the other way, and then we're all split, and then they collapse on our 2, and then our other 2 are left alone, and then that means the other 2 are also dead. So that's the review on this. Yeah, Buzzer, I don't think I would put you on this map unless we know we need a BAP, because I know Moira isn't like your strong suit. Like, your Kiri is good, but like your Moira on this, like at this point, I think you just run the Kiri. From what I've seen, I think the Kiri here, your Kiri would give more value here than the Moira. So, all right, that ends today's VOD of this map.